Guys, it's not a joke, Ukraine is really focused to kaboom Russian logistics on territory of Rostov Oblast. This is the main railroad which Russia uses for supplies, and for the last couple of days, just look how many strikes happened there. Starting from July 27th, and just last night there were two major kabooms which took away not just the train station but the trains themselves with the Russian military supplies. So at first Zhitovo station, then Dvoynaya station, and then Salsk station, all at the same branch of the railroad. Here Russian trains are going to Rostov-on-Don, and from Rostov later on to the occupied Mariupol and further. This one is the main branch. This is the other branch, but it's more slow compared to this one. Just look at it. This is the station before and this is after. Here you can see the Russian diesel fuel which Russian army sends to Ukraine, totally kaputted. Some sensitive station, power lines and substations were kaputted. Here you can see Russian train with a military vehicle, probably Ural or something like that. So Ukraine is aiming to absolutely demolish Russian supplies, especially in Rostov Oblast. Several of the fuel carriages burst into flames, causing enormous fire, almost completely destroying one of the stations. We have geolocation, we have everything. This is the Salsk station in Russia, Rostov Oblast, gone. Ukraine aims to the railroad to slow down the Russian logistics, for them to advance more slower on the front lines. One more photo showing the train and a huge mushroom fire cloud in the station. Definitely outstanding. Some Russians even made photos with the fire in the background. Just look at this brave warrior. Probably he is willing to join the Russian army with this axe. I'm gonna call him an Alka Viking, wearing Adidas armor. This is the fresh one. Ukraine again struck something in Rostov Oblast. I am checking out the information about what is burning there. Some of the Russian sources say that it is the military branch of the Russian army, some of the barracks with ammunition. It looks like definitely there is some Russian military base with the soldiers walking and relaxing. And it's not the Ukrainian base, it's the Russian one. Here's the Russian symbol, Russian Yerp. So what Ukraine is using for that? Sometimes even those airplane-drones. Yeah, basically it's the airplane, it's called E-300 Sky Ranger, which might carry 250 kg aviation bomb. And those airplanes are being converted to fly autonomously with remote control. So probably Starlink is also used to navigate the airplane into the Russian skies, and they may fly for a very long range actually, up to 2000 kilometers. It depends on the payload and how much fuel you're willing to get into. About the Trump's case, I already recorded the video about it, one of my recent ones, so I recommend you to watch it. So Dmitry Medvedev got the response from Lindsey Graham. To those in Russia who believe that President Trump is not serious about ending the bloodbath between Russia and Ukraine, you and your customers will soon be sadly mistaken. You will also soon see that Joe Biden is no longer president. Get to the peace table, he says to Medvedev. And Medvedev responded on that. He doubles down, it's not for you or Trump to dictate then to get at the peace table. Negotiations will end, then all the objectives of our military operation have been achieved. Work on America first. Gramps. So for Russia, the Trump's victory is like Donny should focus just on America, do not interfere into Ukrainian topic or Russian topic. Yeah, just cancel your military support to Ukraine, that's it, and we're gonna follow our special military operations goals, which Russia wants to achieve still. Their political leadership is focused on that, all in. And I may say that it's the official response of Russia, because Dmitry Medvedev is basically this barking voice of Putin. He's not writing that stuff on his own. And yeah, this mustache man already confirmed that Russia is full in to fulfill the goals of a special military operation, and they will continue the fight in Ukraine. He says it is happening despite what Trump says. So Russia is focused on Ukraine, which means that the war continues, and it will continue for many more years, guys. I'm 100% sure about it. The only way how the war could be stopped, and it's not 100%, that Putin will just disappear. Oh my, is this a joke? The Russian government is calling to create a government government-owned VPN for Russians. Government-owned VPN. This is crazy. So probably they want to block the other VPN services. Russians are using VPN to look through the blocked services, blocked by Roskomnadzor. The same government wants to introduce the VPN to bypass the government, or what? Like, what's the reason? Alright, the life expectancy of the Russian soldier after the signing contract with the Russian army. So on 7th of April 2025, this guy signed the contract with the Russian army. By the way, he's 20 years old, baby face as you may see. And less than 1 week later, so 6 days later, on 13th of April, he was found KIA. And only now we have this information with his photo published on the Russian publics. Alright, so less than a week from signing the contract and KA happens. We'll check how long Darren Hoffman may live after his training is over. Update from Aeroflot, they say that they resume normal operation with their system, but according to my personal information, and I have some of the sources, no. Partially, they resumed the operation, but most of the things are still processed manually, and they don't have the access to their huge data information. Basically, the data was destroyed. Wow, this is crazy. Just look at this 3D printed drone. And look at the speed. Look at the registered speed. This is like 403 kilometers an hour. Oh my god, probably the fastest drone of that type. It looks like the interceptor drone which Ukrainian army uses against Shahids. And it's very fast. It's very light and very fast. Simply made. 3D printed. Oh my god. It's impossible to shoot it down. It's impossible to intercept it at this speed, at this low altitude. So it could be like a new step in drone technology to print those drones massively and to use them on the front lines with very tiny little explosives, but it could be very precise strike on something. Very fast strike. So the target wouldn't understand what happened. Oh, this is huge indeed. Well, the drone itself is not huge, it's small, but I mean the characteristics and the speed. Yeah, it's really fast, and plus it has the camera, control. Wow. About the Russian airstrikes, guys, it was the massive attack the day before yesterday. I showed you this map, but I forgot to tell you about the main aim for the Russian missiles and drones. It is Star-Konstantinov, and it's also the main airfield for Ukrainian military. The airfield with the most developed infrastructure. Ukraine obviously deployed some of the air defense systems there, but it's hard to tell about the effectiveness. But I'm 100% sure that by the time of the strike, Ukraine removed F-16s and other airplanes from this airport. So many drones were flying to Star-Konstantinov. I wonder if they hit something, but for sure we'll not receive this information because it's classified, even if kabooms happened on the ground. Oh, just look at this. Here we see Putin. Yeah, this is Putin, you may see. Some sort of the suitcase behind, probably with his poop. He collects that. And here's the guy. Shit. Do you know what is this? This is the drone interceptor. So the drone we saw before, like the small one, but here's the bigger version made in Russia. And there is the special guy who is carrying that stuff for Putin to be secured. Oh my god. Why they even try to hide it? Why not to put that guy somewhere, you know? This is so funny. Putin really afraid of Ukrainian drone strikes. We see this happening. Otherwise, he wouldn't take this stuff with him. Probably it was the main reason for Putin to celebrate the Navy Day somewhere behind the building for no drones to see him here. Well, before I thought like Putin wasn't so scared about the Ukrainian drone strikes. I don't think that Ukraine will really aim towards Putin, but he doesn't rule out that probability if he has those drone interceptors. Unfortunately, we have the bad news for Ukraine. The last night, Russia again launched a strike, unaliving 20 of the Ukrainian civilians. It's a huge number. One of the strikes was against a hospital in Kamensk, in which 3 people were unalived, including 23 years old pregnant woman. So just imagine this. Oh fuck. Should I like Russians then, if they behave like that towards Ukrainians? No way. Right, we have this video published by Ukrainian military intelligence, so it's Budan's office, and they launched the strikes on some of the gas platforms in the Black Sea. The platforms were occupied by Russians and were used to place some of the sensitive equipment, like radars for example, to trace Ukrainian drone boats' movement and also aerial drones to spot them, so Ukraine launched the special military operation to hit the platforms with the help of the drones, so they're all busted. And guys, again, this is my channel. I recently uploaded, like a few hours ago, I uploaded this video, so I filmed like 4 videos for the last 24 hours alone. I'm constantly in the topic, in the circle, so if there are some of the interesting news appear, I immediately tell about it. So regular map updates, regular news, everything is published right away. And thank you so much, my friends, for maintaining my motivation by your support on Patreon. The link for my Patreon is in the video description right below. Thank you so much for making it possible for everyone on this channel. And guys, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.